Are you over 60 and constantly wondering why you feel so tired? Dragging through the day, yawning by the afternoon, needing a nap just to get through dinner? If that sounds like you, you're not alone. It's the #1 complaint I hear in my office. Most people chalk it up to age. They shrug and say, well, I'm just getting older. Of course I'm slowing down. But here's the truth. Feeling tired all the time is not normal aging. It's a signal. Your body is trying to tell you something important. I'm Dr. Miller, and after decades of treating seniors, I can tell you, fatigue is rarely just age. Almost always there's an underlying reason. And here's the good news. Once you know where to look, most of these causes can be fixed. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the hidden reasons people over 60 feel drained. Some are physical, some are nutritional, some are emotional, and some are so sneaky you'd never suspect them. Stick with me because I'll also share the single most overlooked medical test that reveals the hidden causes of fatigue, something most doctors don't check at a routine visit. Before we dive in, if you've noticed your energy slipping over the past few years, tap that like button so this message gets to more seniors. And comment below, have you felt more tired since turning 60? I read every response. Now, let's talk about the first big culprit, sleep. Not just how long you're in bed, but the quality of that rest. As we age, we spend less time in deep restorative sleep. Add in bathroom trips, aching joints, or medications that disrupt sleep cycles. And suddenly you're in bed for 8 hours, but only getting 4 or 5 hours of real rest. And then there's sleep apnea, the silent energy thief. You might think you're just snoring, but in reality, your airway could be closing dozens, even hundreds of times a night. Your oxygen drops, your brain jerks awake over and over. You don't remember it, but your body does. That's why people with apnea wake up with headaches, dry mouth, and crushing fatigue. I had a patient in her 70s who swore she just needed stronger coffee. We tested her and found she was waking up nearly 60 times an hour. 60! Once she started treatment, she called me 2 weeks later and said, "Doctor, I feel like someone gave me my life back." So if you wake up tired with morning headaches or your partner complains about loud snoring, don't ignore it. Poor sleep isn't just annoying, it can steal your energy and your health. And while sleep is huge, sometimes the problem is right in your blood. I'm talking about iron. Iron is what lets your blood carry oxygen. Without enough, your cells are starved. That's anemia. It leaves you weak, dizzy, pale, and tired no matter how much you rest. And it's more common after 60 than most people realize. Not just from diet, but from hidden bleeding in the stomach or intestines, sometimes from ulcers, sometimes from medications like aspirin or blood thinners. One of my patients could barely make it down her driveway. She thought she was just old. Blood work showed severe anemia. After treatment, she was walking her dog every morning again within a month. So if your energy is gone, don't assume. It could be as simple as anemia. But iron isn't the only player. There's a tiny gland in your neck that can knock you flat when it slows down, your thyroid. The thyroid controls metabolism, temperature, and energy. After 60, it often slows, a condition called hypothyroidism. The symptoms mimic aging: constant fatigue, weight gain, dry skin, constipation, feeling cold when others are fine. Sound familiar? Most people are told that's just age, but often it's not. One blood test can tell the difference, and if your thyroid is low, medication can restore energy in weeks. I've had patients burst into tears saying, "I thought I'd never feel normal again." And then just like that, they did. Now here's something many seniors never consider: vitamins. Even if you eat well, absorption changes with age. Your stomach makes less acid. Your intestines absorb nutrients less efficiently. That means deficiencies creep in quietly. Vitamin B12 is the big one. Without it, your nerves misfire, your blood weakens, and you feel exhausted no matter how much you rest. Low B12 can cause memory problems and depression, so it often gets mistaken for dementia. Vitamin D is another. If you're tired, achy, and catching every little bug, low vitamin D could be why. And magnesium? Without it, your muscles cramp, your sleep suffers, and your energy plummets. I had a man in his late 60s who thought he was developing Alzheimer's. His B12 was dangerously low. We corrected it. 3 months later, he told me, "Doc, my brain is back." That's the power of nutrients. Tiny deficiencies, huge consequences. But sometimes the problem is even simpler. Water. As we age, our sense of thirst dulls. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Add in diuretics or avoiding water to cut down on bathroom trips, and many seniors are walking around mildly dehydrated all day. What does that do? It thickens the blood, lowers blood pressure, makes you dizzy, foggy, and yes, tired. Here's a quick experiment. The next time you hit that afternoon slump, don't reach for coffee. Drink a tall glass of water. Wait 20 minutes. You might be shocked at how much better you feel. But sometimes it's not water. Sometimes it's the very pills you're taking. Fatigue is one of the most common side effects of medications. Blood pressure pills, antihistamines, antidepressants, pain relievers, even over-the-counter sleep aids. I once had a patient convinced he had chronic fatigue syndrome. We reviewed his meds. He was on 3 drugs that all listed drowsiness. After adjusting with his cardiologist, he came back saying, "I feel 10 years younger." So if you're dragging, don't just accept it. Review your meds. Sometimes the solution is as simple as a different dose or a safer alternative. And here's a big one: blood sugar. Even if you've never been diagnosed with diabetes, your body's ability to handle sugar declines with age. Too much sugar causes spikes, followed by crashes. That's the 2 p.m. slump, the one where you reach for caffeine or a nap. Over time, those swings can lead to type 2 diabetes, and fatigue is one of its earliest signs. Balancing meals with protein, healthy fats, and fiber stabilizes blood sugar. And if you're worried, ask your doctor for an A1C test. It's a simple blood test that shows your long-term sugar control. Now, here's the scary part. Sometimes fatigue is the very first sign of something far more serious. When the heart isn't pumping well or the lungs aren't delivering oxygen properly, your body feels it as relentless tiredness. Often there's no chest pain, no obvious shortness of breath, just fatigue. But look closer. Do you notice swelling in your ankles? Trouble breathing when you lie flat? Getting winded doing chores you used to handle easily? Those are red flags. I once had a patient whose only complaint was, "I just can't keep up with my grandkids." Tests showed early heart failure. We caught it in time, started treatment, and he enjoyed years of active life. Never ignore fatigue when it comes with new physical changes. But sometimes the problem isn't physical at all. Depression in seniors often shows up as fatigue, not sadness, fatigue, loss of motivation, sleeping too much or too little, feeling like you're just flat. Mental health and physical health are deeply linked. When mood is low, energy drops too. The good news is depression is treatable at any age. Therapy, medication, social connection all make a difference. And finally, there are infections and inflammation that simmer in the background. Urinary tract infections, gum disease, autoimmune conditions, even low-grade viral infections. They keep the immune system switched on, and that constant drain steals energy day after day. That's why unexplained fatigue that lingers more than a few weeks deserves attention. It's your body whispering that something isn't right. So what should you do? Ask your doctor for a full metabolic panel with thyroid, iron, and vitamin levels. Most routine checkups skip these, but they often reveal the real culprit. I've lost count of patients who said, "Doctor, I thought I was just old and worn out," only to find out it was anemia, low B12, or thyroid changes. Once corrected, they felt years younger. So here's the takeaway. If you're over 60 and tired all the time, it's not just age. It could be poor sleep, anemia, thyroid slowdown, vitamin deficiencies, dehydration, medications, blood sugar swings, heart or lung problems, depression, or hidden infections. Every single one has a solution. The key is not to accept fatigue as your new normal. It isn't. It's your body asking for help. So listen, ask questions, get tested. because you still have energy left to live a vibrant, joyful life. Now, tell me, which of these reasons surprised you the most? Share your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if this helped you, tap that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more health tips. And remember, this video is for educational purposes only, not medical advice. Always consult your doctor for personal guidance.